It's a beautiful Sunday in the fabulous Florida Keys. It's just barely 7 a.m. and it's already 85 degrees outside. I watched the sun come up over the ocean as I took my morning walk along the beach today. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video each morning, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about every new listing from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors find out about them. It's very valuable information for a buyer to have, and it puts you ahead of most buyers. I find most buyers wait for a home to come onto Zillow before they'll inquire about it. And the problem they face there is by the time Zillow puts a home live online, it's been on the multiple listing service a couple days. If you watch this video every morning and you see something you like, you can call me right away and I'll make an appointment for you to get inside and take a look. If you like what you see upon inspecting the home, we can write up an offer and have you under contract before most buyers ever even knew the property was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put the web address in the description below. The blog has a lot more details, a lot more information on the home and the unique features the home might have. It'll have descriptions of the individual rooms. It'll have room dimensions in a lot of cases. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront, I'll show photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage. Just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and I update that every day from the multiple listing service as well. If you like this video, please let me know. Click that thumbs up and like symbol down below. And if you want to see more videos of this nature and keep current with the Florida Keys real estate market and know what's being listed at what price every day, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video of this nature each morning. Make sure you stay to the end of the video. I'm currently running an offer right now where I will contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. But you have to wait to the end of the video to hear about that. We have 3 new listings to go over today. But before I give you the information on the new listings, the state of Florida requires I cover the boring legal stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listings. And I'm not accepting any responsibility for any inaccuracies there may be in these listings. I'm simply reading them to you right directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first one we have to talk about is a house in Key West's Midtown neighborhood on Duncan Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,708 square foot house, which is large by Key West standards. It has a small pool in the backyard, not real big, but big enough to dip in and cool off on a hot day. Has off-street parking, which is a great feature in Key West. It's going to be a quick bicycle ride into Duval Street. It's being offered at $1,649,000, which I won't say that's overpriced, but it's at the top of the price point. I mean, it's still within reasonable market value, but it's at the high end. Then we have a condo in Key West's Old Town neighborhood on Seminary Street. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 525 square foot condo. It's being offered at $599,000, which is a very low price for Key West. My only concern here is I have this concern with a lot of the condos. A lot of the smaller condo complexes were at one point in time large houses back in the days when your average family had 8, 9, or 10 kids. And they converted the big house into a several unit condo complex. Most of the times they have less than 6 units, oftentimes only 3 or 4 units. If you decide you like this condo, make sure while you're still under your due diligence inspection period, you take a look at the financial information of the condo association, and especially the reserves. You want to make sure they have enough money in reserves for any upcoming repairs or maintenance that may be needed. If the building needs a new roof, if the building needs to be re-sided, any major issues that the building may have that just comes with home ownership. If there's not enough money in the reserves for that, each individual owner will get an assessment and you have to pay that money right there on the spot. It's not as big of a concern with the larger condo complexes that have a couple hundred units in them because it's not a lot of money to replace something, when you're splitting it amongst 150 units. But in a case like this, if you're splitting it with a few other units, it could be a big financial burden. So make sure you look at the reserves while you're under your inspection period. Otherwise, it's a great condo in a great location and a very low price. Then we go up to Geiger Key, which is about a 10-minute automobile ride from Key West on Ceres Lane. There's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 756 square foot mobile home being offered at $699,000. I know $699,000 sounds like a lot of money for a mobile home, but what you're really paying for is the land and more so the boating. This particular section of Geiger Key has probably the deepest water boating in all of the lower keys. I have a friend that lives there, and he has a 65-foot sport fisherman with a 6-foot draft that he gets in and out of that canal system. I sold a house up there not too long ago, actually right on Ceres Lane. And the people across the street had a 56-foot, I believe it was, Hatteras sport fisherman, that they get in and out of there easily. The canals are much deeper. The controlling depth is much deeper. The canals are wider. It's a lot more easier, a lot more room to turn around. So what you're really paying for is the boating. A lot of people are coming in and buying the mobile homes, as this was originally a mobile home community. Then they're removing the mobile home and replacing it with the house. That way they can build the house without having to go through the tedious ROGO system. They get what's called a ROGO exemption letter. If you can prove there was a dwelling on there at one point in time, or if there is currently a dwelling, you don't have to go through the whole building permit process. ROGO is Rate of Growth Ordinance, ROGO. If you have a normal piece of raw land, it can take you up to 3 years or more to get a building permit. If you have a ROGO exemption letter, which you can get when there was a structure there, you can have your building permit within a month or two. So that's the big value there, is the land. It's not really $700,000 for a trailer. It's $700,000 for a trailer that just happens to be on one of the best boating lots in all of the lower keys. That's all we have for today. If you want to see any of these properties or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. Now, as promised, my offer to pay $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. If you buy or sell any home with me anywhere in the Florida Keys between now and June 30th of 2024, I will contribute $1,000 of my commission to go right towards your closing costs. I know we're getting pretty close to June 30th now, and closing by then might be tough, so I decided I'm going to kick it out a little bit. You do not have to close by June 30th. If you're selling a home, the listing agreement just needs to be signed by June 30th, 2024. If you're buying a home, the contract for purchase and sale just needs to be signed by June 30th, 2024. Then we can continue and close, beyond June 30th, and I'll still make good on that $1,000 commitment. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And more so, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.